All right.
So the cottages were built from 99 to 2001. They're single-family homes, and I don't know, you can probably talk to more what the thought was. They're the only single-family homes where the landscaping is taken care of for you on the south side. On the north side, the HOA does the landscaping on the homes in the north side. And there's an additional fee of $65 a month that you pay to the association on the north side. On the south side, the only places where landscaping is taken care of for you are in the villas, which we'll talk about in a minute, and these cottages. So the cottages pay the $2,000 a year plus an additional fee for landscaping, and it depends on, it varies from cottage neighborhood to cottage neighborhood. There are 1, 2, 3 areas where there are cottages, and in your packet you can see there's a page that has all the additional villa fees and the cottage landscape fees in there. But that runs anywhere from, I think, $60 to $81 a month, roughly, for the landscaping and the cottages. The cottages are also the only place where you will find some homes that don't have 2-car garages. Some of the cottages only have 1.5-car garages. And the lots tend to be, I mean, the lots in Sun City aren't huge to begin with, but the cottages tend to be a little bit smaller lots. But they're cute. I mean, there's 2 streets, Andover and Plymouth, that have all of them back there, back up to the woods. They're cute floor plans. They're a nice sort of hybrid between the villas, which have the much higher fees, and then the single-family homes that don't include landscaping. The villas go from 1,050 to 1,950 square feet. They are fee simple attached homes. So you do own the property, you do own the building, but there are limitations on what you can do in that really you can only go out, anything that you do on the exterior in Sun City you have to get approval from the HOA, but you can't put a big patio out behind a villa. So there are restrictions and less flexibility in the villas. And again, the villa fees run from about $3,000 a year to $3,700 a year.
On the villas, they only own 3 feet outside of the building.
Yeah,
they don't own the whole backyard, just 3 feet.
So that's 2,000 plus
Plus.
2,000.
Right. So I usually tell people you're around $450 a month for the fees on a villa. Now, there's a lot that's included in that, though. Your irrigation, your landscaping, the irrigation is included. Your structural insurance, power washing, reserve for roof replacement and painting, gutter cleaning, termite bond.
Wow.
So there's a lot that's included in there for that price. So it's really good for people, part-time residents. It's lock and leave, and sometimes the older residents just don't want to have to deal with any of that. It's not truly maintenance-free like a condo, though. There are things about your exterior that you're still responsible for. You're going to be responsible for anything related to if you have an isolated incident, some problem with the siding on your house, that's your responsibility. Now, if siding needs to be replaced or some major repair to a series of buildings, the association is going to take care of that. But if you live in a stucco villa, you have the same responsibility that you do as a homeowner of a stucco home. Or if you have hairline cracks, that's your responsibility to either caulk or paint or whatever maintenance needs to be done on those.
It also doesn't include the windows if they fog, and it doesn't include your driveway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the front door as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Okay. In Riverbend, does everybody know where Riverbend is? Okay. That was originally started by Del Webb, so there are Del Webb homes that were built in Riverbend. But then starting in 2004, the developer decided they were no longer going to build in there, and they sold off the rest of the lots. So now it is strictly custom built homes And you can still buy building lots and build a custom home in there. Minimum 2250 square feet. Okay, and you can pick your own builder. There's no time frame to build. So, and Riverbend has been hot lately. I think Sue sold 3 building lots in the last 3 weeks. There's a lot of activity in Riverbend right now. A lot of new construction going on, and a lot of lot sales.
What are those lots, Ryan?
There have been a number that have been distressed sales that sold for as little as $25,000, but right now I think the lowest priced is about 60, and they go up to 350, and those are the ones that are on the river, the Ocoee River. Sun City North, they just built new models in the fall. There's 12 model homes broken down in size by, the smallest are called the Jasmine series. There's 4 models of those. 4 models of the middle series called the Palmettos. And then the large homes are called the Magnolias. And now all of those come with loft options. And they range in size from 1150 square feet to about 3,500. Actually, I think there's some that go even a little, maybe as high as, maybe that's right, 3,500 square feet. Let's see, and then again with Riverbend, there's lots available for custom built homes.
Joan, is Riverbend in flood zone?
In Sun City, it used to be, there were a lot of people that said that everything on the south side was in flood zone C. That is not true. You have to be careful. I think that I have personally sold every lot that is not flood zone C. So don't assume, and don't assume that the seller knows or that the listing agent knows. Go in and check yourself, because I've run into it on several occasions where there are lots that are in flood zone A.
On lots in the Beaufort, in the rail list, tax records, can you find the flood zone?
Yes.
I know on houses you can.
Yes.
Is
Yes.
that where you recommend looking?
Yes.
Just in the tax
Mhm.
record?
And yes, there are a few lots in Riverbend that you have to have flood insurance.
Oh,
It's not,
there's quite a few.
yeah, it's not all C over there by any means. So
No.
check every one of them if you're
Yeah.
selling it.
Ironically, the houses closer to the river are flood zone C, and some of them, the flood zone splits Cutter Circle right in half, because one of the lots that I own is actually in flood zone A. And there's a lot for sale right now that I think originally when those lots for sale, it wasn't even, when they were sold, it wasn't even on the market because they weren't sure. Dan, I can't remember his name. Denny. Wasn't sure that they were going to even have that one on the market, and I think it's a very low lot, so you need to be aware that I know one of the quotes that Sue got for one of her clients, it was going to be about $10,000 for fill dirt, because you want to make sure. My in-laws built on a lot that was in flood zone A, and when they first built, the flood insurance was about $600 versus at that time $300. By the time they sold, which is a year and a half ago now, it had jumped to $1,600, and I think it's just going to continue to go up from there. But if you build up the house, I mean that's really what they look at, is what the elevation is at the first floor. So you can build those houses up high enough where you're going to have the preferred rate, and you can appeal the designation to FEMA. I haven't done it yet, or I don't know, I haven't had a client who's done it, but I know that people in Sun City North as well. In Sun City North there are lots that are in the flood zone A. So make sure if you're taking anybody to look at the new ones, the on-site agents are not that knowledgeable about flood zones. And make sure that you ask for a copy of the flood zone. Especially with that being in Jasper, it's not as easy to get some of those records. Okay, I've got a page that talk about the amenities. Town Square is in the original, the original area, not far from the main gate. If you look at your map, that's the original amenity center. And that's where there is the indoor pool, there's an outdoor pool, fitness center, aerobics room. They have aerobics classes pretty much every hour on the hour during the week. And everything from Zumba to Tai Chi, yoga, cardio, they've got it all. Now anything that requires an instructor, there's an extra fee for. So classes run about $4 or $4.50 a class. You can get discounts if you buy 100 at a time. I don't know whether that's $3.75, something like that. They also have, they have fitness, they have trainers. They have interval circuit training as well. Those are all things that you pay extra for. In Town Square, there's also lawn croquet, bocce ball. They just built some new bocce ball courts, and there's 12 hard-true tennis courts. That's also where the craft center is, which is a horseshoe-shaped building where the permanent homes are for the large clubs, the computer club, billiards and ping pong. I'm not sure what shop, I think that's a mistake there. The ceramics club, sewing, stained glass, card games and board games, and photography studio and an art studio. There are small fees to join any of these clubs. Really those like, $10 to $20, and a lot of times that just goes towards having parties and things like that, but they're really nominal fees. The largest fee is for the woodworking shop, which is $35 a year.
Sorry. I need to clean it.
And I'll talk about that when that's in the towards the back. So normally when I come in to Sun City, when I'm showing property, I go to Town Square first. We always talk about the lifestyle is, in my mind, the main reason for living in Sun City, and all the clubs and amenities. So you can get homes of comparable size for a little bit less in some cases outside of Sun City, but the amenities are far and above anything else in this area in terms of the variety of what's available and the quality of what's available. The second amenity center is towards the back of, is that 30 minutes?
No,
Oh.
not, almost. I'm almost there.
Okay. Towards the back of the community, when you come down Sun City Boulevard, you're going to come to a four-way stop sign about halfway back, and to the right is where Hidden Cypress Amenity Center is. There's a heated outdoor pool, hot tub, fitness center, and the championship golf course. One of two championship golf courses is there. And there's a restaurant back there. The Hidden Cypress Grill is actually closed, but I just saw on a website that there's a new chain
That's 30
restaurant.
minutes. Okay. Okay. Sorry.